Hello friends, my name is Shekhar and I'm gonna demonstrate the simple calculator which is capable of processing intertype data based on 8051 microcontroller. So first run the Proteus, which is used for simulation purpose, and open the file of calculator. Adjust the zoom level so I can show you something. This is 4x4 keypad used as primary input, and this is 16x2 LCD used for display purpose, and it is an output device. This is 8051 microcontroller having 4 IO ports, 2 timers, 8 KB on chip RAM, etc. 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 Now let's start the demo or the simulation. I'm using Proteus as I earlier told you. So let's click the play button and it will start the simulation. Now in my version of Kelsey, until the on key is not pressed, the data coming from keypad is not processed by microcontroller or displayed on LCD. As the on key is pressed, now you can see that the cursor is blinking, and now when you will enter the key or you will press the key, the data will be processed by the microcontroller and will be, you can see that on LCD. Now let's try some examples. If you will press the on key again, then it will clear the LCD screen too. So let's see some examples now. 12 minus 2 will generate 10, right? 5 minus 6 will generate minus 1, and this is working fine. 4 plus 6, 5, 9, 8 equals to 6602, so it's also correct. 25 divided by 5 is equals to 5. As I told you, this is a simple microcontroller which can work on integer numbers. It is not made to work on floating numbers. So let's see an example of that. If I divide 5 divided by 53 divided by 13, so according to me the output should be 4.0 something, but the output will be only 4. So it only considers the integer of point values. Okay, now I also added the new feature in it. This function is called math error. That is, if 5 divided by 0, then you will see an error which is math error. So I added this function in it. Now let's review the code, and for that I will stop the simulation. I will click on my start icon and I'll run the key. So key will start up on this computer, and then we will be able to see the codes. Okay, these are the codes for my calculator. uh, Basic terminology is to interface keypad and LCD with 8051. After that, processes the key pressed and generate decimal numbers. uh, Also using some method to keep an eye on which operator is pressed. Right, I'm using some header files. This is for 8052 microcontrollers, or yes, 8052 microcontrollers. I'm using actually 8052 microcontroller. It is 889C52. It's very similar to 8051. The number of timers available in is greater. The on-chip ROM is also large as compared to 8051. And after that you will see that these pins are used for enabling the LCD read, write and register select. Okay, this function is used for processing the key. It is the part of the interfacing the keypad with your microcontroller, right? And these if logics are used just to keep eye on which operator key is pressed by the user. Okay, the main hurdle in this project was manipulation of variables, because as you can see that I'm using some pointers right here, pointer operand. right? So this was the main hurdle for me in this project, and to avoid these kind of hurdles I use pass by reference method. So in case of pass by reference method, the actual address of the operand is passed. So now and the second hurdle was that you have to identify that when the second number will get stored in operand 2. So I created an operand variable which is a pointer type, and initially it will start storing the key presses to operand 1. But when you will press any of these keys, which are operator keys like for division, multiplication, minus, and plus, this operand will start storing the key presses or the pressed key in operand 2, right? And this operand 2 is passed with number generator with pressed key is a character and operand. Now let's see what this number generator function is doing. Okay, now let me find where my number generator. This line, this bunch of code is used only for LCD initializer. I am using main right here to call the main itself, or you can use while one loop, which will which will run for for infinity time until your hardware is on. This is for differentiating the between command and data. In case of command, the read select is kept 0, and in case of data sending to the LCD, it is kept at 1, right? Now this is the function for process key. I will not explain it working because it is a part of keypad interfacing. Let me concentrate on how the data is processed for for generating or for creating this project, right? So this was my number generator function. As I told you that it is taking a character and a pointer type integer. So and now what I am doing, I created a local variable digit int type, and I am converting this character value, this char value, into digit. How I am doing this? This is the very obsolete or the old method, and it is based on ASCII values. So you can search on internet that how it's working, and this is the very basic methodology to create a number. For example, if I am having say let's say that the number is a variable and the key pressed is 1, right? And let's say the operand initial value of operand was 0, right? Now let's multiply it by 10, and now the number assigned to my num will be 1. Okay, now this 1 is stored in operand, and this operand is referencing to the actual address of my operand 1. It could be operand 1 or operand 2 depending on whether the operator key is pressed or not, right? Now my num was 1, and let's say the next key is pressed is 2, so my num will be 2 plus 1 multiplied by 10. This one is my previous value of num. So now in this case my num will be 12. So the first, if user presses 1 and then 2, then the user expects it to be 12, and my program is also doing the same thing, right? So let's remove this comment now, and this is the write result function. It is just writing the result, and I think you should go through this, and it's quite self-describing code, and this is useful just for delay. So I think I'm almost done with my each and every function explanation. Yeah. These all are if cases, that if equals to is pressed then generate result. So how you gonna generate result? If operator is this, then result will be this. If operator is divisible and divided by, then this part is used for math error, generating the math error, right? And here is an array which I am processing called error. Here is my error. This is the array which I am processing, right? And just show you, if in case of minus, the minus sign is not properly I'm so if operand 1 is greater than operand 2, you can do this, or if operand else, you can do this. But in case of if operand 2 is greater than operand 1, then this negative flag will be true, and in case of right result, I am also passing this negative flag that whether my output is negative or positive. So this negative is used as a flag. If it is y, then my result will be negative, and if it is no, sorry, n, then my result will be positive. And this is the result which I am passing uh, to my right result function, which will write the result on my LCD screen. So let's I think explain I try to explain almost each and every bit of my code, and this project is quite simple. The codes are also not that tough. As I earlier mentioned, that the main hurdle was processing the variables or the manipulation of variables, and or you can say that the handling of data was quite typical in this program. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.